Hello folks, where did we leave off? We left off by soaking some of the brake hardware in the vinegar solution. That's to help remove some of the rust before we go on. Now this one's been soaking a little bit. Here's a picture of the solution when I first poured it in, and this is what it looks like now. All this brown stuff that you see coming out of here, that is rust that has been removed from the hardware. Now I'll go ahead and dump that guy back in there. Right, it's always nice to have various pans. I'm going to go ahead and pull these guys out and head it toward our next station. I'm done with this, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. There. All right, we've removed it. Now the vinegar must have a little bit of acid in there because yes, it eats away at the rust. So we have to neutralize that acid by using some baking soda and water. Now you're going to want a container that has a lid on it. And you're going to want a container that has a big opening so it'll be easier to get your parts in and out of. Oops, too much. You just don't need that much, but there it is. And we'll mix it up with some water. We're trying to get all these neutralized so we can go on to the next couple of steps. We do that, we put them in there, and this is the part that I like. I like to be able to put the cap in there and then shake it up. Now in this particular case, it just needs a quick little rinse. We don't need to soak overnight. That's going to be enough, and we're headed back to that pan. We're going to dump these out and then take it to the next step. We dump this out, and now we want to get rid of that solution. We're going to head over toward the soap and water and then the rinse. So I've taken the brake hardware, and I don't want any of that baking soda. I always like to wash with soap and water. This Dawn Platinum, this is amazing stuff. It cuts grease, it cuts rust even, it cuts everything. And we're gonna mix our little batter, we're gonna mix it up right here, and that, oops, again, making a mess. Put some in there, and I put some water in there. While I've got my water in this position, I'm gonna fill up my rinse. I always like to rinse right in there. Here's a good bunch of fresh water to clean this up. Now we're taking care of all the brake hardware. It's going in there, and here we go, soap and water and the hardware. There we go, and that lid works great. Put the lid on there and we shake it up with soap and water, and we're cleaning up. Oh, I sure hope I don't get my nice white shirt dirty. There's that, and another cleaning tray. We dump it out, and we're almost headed toward the rinse. We dump it out. Oh man, I'm non-stop mess here. I dump it out, as you can see, there's all kinds of foam in there and suds. So yes, this is going to have to get rinsed off. I go into my fresh water. It doesn't take that long, but the finished product is going to be worth it. All right, so here's my water. I'm going to rinse it off, and then I'm going to try and set up a little drying station. We soaked them in the vinegar. We washed it with the soap and water. We rinsed it with the water. And now we're going to try to get the drying process going up a little faster. We do this. Now, it's so wonderful when you got time, right? We're not in a hurry getting any of this stuff done. I'm going to do that, and now I'm going to have to let these parts dry just because we have paint. We're going to spray these to protect them from rust, and they just look nicer, and it makes me feel a little more pride in the work. So we separate these, and we get ready to let them dry and be ready for the painting. This piece here should come right off. This is part of the adjuster. This one was not frozen. This one is still frozen. The vinegar, I wasn't expecting it to break, but if it did, it would help. There's our special sauce again. Before we put the special sauce on there, we want to take every advantage of getting that sauce in there. So we're going to brush the area where we're targeting. The fusion of this cup onto the adjuster is right here. It's not all the way through there, so we just need to get right in the edge. So we're going to brush, right? We're going to brush that edge to help to get that thread loosener in there. I'm starting to like it already. It's cleaning up. I'm going to put it in the vise. I'm going to shake this up, and then I'm going to put some on there. And who remembers the next step? After I pat that on there and let that solution to start to work, who remembers the next step? The next step is to shock it. That's what I call it. Every little bit counts. I'm just going to shock it, shock it, shock it. Okay, shock it, shock it, shock it. And I'm going to see if this guy is going to let loose. I'll give it one little try now to see if it breaks loose. Wow, that's amazing. I just cleaned it up a little bit and it came off. This stuff works good. Don't forget to shock it. Here's an example how this rust penetrator thread loosener, let it go rust, works again and again and again.